Look at that little thing go, y'all. Little mini mono. Oh. Wow. It's a fast electric boat now. That's freaking awesome. 3S light. Alright. So we got the mini mono back on the block. It's a little boat I put together, a little toy boat that I made a little fast electric RC boat out of. It was a jet pump boat. I filled the hole, ran a stuffing tube, micro servo, 30 amp ESC, 2212, 2200 kV brushless motor. It's an airplane motor. It mounts from the back, and we've been running it on 2S. I'll just put the 2S battery right here, and it works. It works, but it's not a fast electric boat yet. The prop is a little too big, not letting the motor spin up to full RPM, full potential. So I went and picked up a ProBoat 9 propeller. It's also for the Impulse 9. That's your part number right there if you're interested. So that smaller propeller should let the motor spin up to full RPM. I also picked up this little Dumas boat propeller, a little cheap propeller. It's 1 inch, so I'd say this one's probably like 3/4 of an inch or so. And we're gonna throw in a 3S pack. Hopefully it'll be a fast electric boat. What's a fast electric boat if it's slow? I'm gonna put the 3S pack in it. 3S pack's a little bit big, so we're gonna have to shuffle some stuff around to make it fit. We're gonna have to make a new connector. It has a JST connector. These 2S packs have, well, whatever that is, but we're gonna have to make a JST to Dean's connector for the ESC. And yeah. So stick around. Don't blink. Big B here with Ironclad RC. So I guess let's start with the battery. All right, let's go ahead and solder up a connector. That way we can charge the battery up and be ready once we figure out where we're going to put it at. This is a Venom Fly 3S pack, 450 mAh, 30C. I have been using a 2S pack. Look at that. Ooh. I've been using this 2S pack. This is like a mini crawler pack, SCX24 pack. I think it's 350 mAh, 30C 2S. So it's a little bit bigger than what we've been using. So we're probably going to have to shuffle some stuff around, like I said. So let's start with the connector. We're going to have to solder up a connector here. You know I like my connector contraptions. Let's check the balance. Let's see if it's balanced first. This is the first thing I do when I get a battery, is just check for balance. Alright. So all 11.5, 384, 385, 384. Close enough for me. Alright. So I got I got a male connector here. Pretty sure that you would think that this is a female connector, but I'm pretty sure it's a male connector because it has male prongs on the inside. Okay, it's gonna just kind of connect right into our battery like so, and then I'm gonna solder on a Dean's connector to make it work. I'm gonna make it a little bit long because I may have to run my ESC up forward to fit the battery in the boat. We got this the old like battery hatch right here, and I really don't want to do away with it, so I'm kind of trying to work around it. And if I have to take a little bit of material off to make it fit, I will. But I don't want to mess up the look of the outside of the boat. I want to keep it like stock. So let's get a connector here. Let's find us a Dean's, because this is the connector I was using for the 2S packs. And let's find us a Dean. I kind of keep my connectors all organized. Ironclad connector contraptions. So let's get this heat shrink off. I'm just going to use an old one. This thing ain't got a lot of power going through it, so I'm not too worried about nothing melting off, or you know. These little battery boxes work great for stuff like this. I use them, you know, all the time for storing my goodies. So get this flux on. Got some old flux. Oh, I need to take these off. Old thing of flux. That thing's probably older than I am. And the soldering gun's probably older as I am too. But it's fast. Watch how fast this thing heats up. Smoking already. Look at that. Woo. I swear, I've bought new soldering irons. I wouldn't hit a goat with them, with the new ones. This thing right here is from probably the 70s or 80s, you know. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Vintage. They don't make stuff like they used to, that's for sure. Alright, so what I like to do with small wires is I'll just take a lighter and heat it up and just pull it right off. See that? Real quick. It works good with small wires, not so much the big ones. So we're going to put it in the flux, like so. Probably shouldn't touch this flux with your hand like I am. It's got a little bit of solder on it, but not much. So we're going to tin it up a little bit more, make sure it sticks. I don't need that much wire, so I'm going to cut half of it off. Alright. Gonna put our heat shrink on. Our battery. These Dean's plugs don't have an indicator on it, so you got to make sure you're putting the right. And what I do is I'll just plug it into my ESC so I know which one's positive and which one's negative. You don't want to reverse the polarity, so let's see. All right. Do the positive side. Okay, and that's our connector contraption. Now we'll just slide our heat shrink over and heat it up with our new lighter. Thing's got a good flame. Alright, that should do it. Make sure positive to positive, negative to negative. See, positive, positive. And then let's make sure before we plug it in, let's make sure that this is correct. Pretty sure these go in anyway. Yeah, so see that? Okay, good. It won't let us go in the wrong way. Good deal, good deal. Not used to using a JST connector for a battery, man. That's crazy. That's like an accessory plug, you know? Yeah, I think it's gonna actually haul ass with this prop on it. I swear, on 2S it should get up and go, but on 3S, and it actually does pretty good with this prop. It's basically, with this propeller, it's about as fast as like a brushed boat, which, what's the fun in that, you know? kind of OCD with my workstation. I like to keep my workstation like as neat as I possibly can. Kind of OCD with this stuff. Alright, so our old battery would go right here, and it, like I said, perfect. But that's not going to be the case for the big battery. Let's see what it looks like in here. Yeah. You see, I can't like push it down flat, whereas the old one was kind of flat in there, you know, and I could put my top on. Man, I wish we could still get these boats right here, you guys, because this was actually a pretty fun project, to be honest with you. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to put my ESC up forward, and I hope it don't weigh it down too much up there, because we don't want too much weight in the bow. Hopefully I can put it up here, and that should keep a little water off of it as well. And maybe run this battery like sideways on top of the stuffing tube right there. Hopefully. Let me get it all kind of broke apart here, and we'll kind of dry fit everything real quick, see if it fits. Alright, so let's get a total boat weight without the battery dry fit. 8 ounces. Alright, on the boat, these 2S packs are not, it's not even an ounce, at 0.8 ounces. The 3S pack is 1.5. So I know I'm not going to get an accurate weight with it like this, but I'm just curious what this might weigh. 0.9. So we're moving an ounce up front, which is less than a third of the boat's weight. So let's see. We're going to see how it floats. Okay, so channel 3. Anytime I've messed up several receivers, especially Traxxas receivers with they've got like the expansion modules that you can put in it. Always note, even take a picture of where your wires go in these receivers, because if you put a glitch buster in the wrong channel, it will definitely short your receiver box out. So always note where your wires are coming from and where they go on your receiver boxes. Alright, so how are we gonna do this? That's the only thing I hate about these darn connectors, these banana clips. Is always like awkward when you have a long, like a little tight run or something, and your wires are long. And you know, they say not to cut your motor wires down or your ESC wires. Like if you cut your motor wires, it'll like burn your stator all the way up, fry a stator in your brushless motor. So just, you know, be aware of that. Be cautious if you're shortening up wires. I kind of learned the hard way. So how are we gonna run these wires with these darn connectors? I almost want to just cut the connectors off and solder my wires straight, you know, boom, like to the motor, just hardwire it basically. But it might be a pain in the butt if I have to service it. We're going to come back to the wires. We're going to get the Pro Boat propeller. The shaft's a lot smaller than this one. I don't know what size shaft it is, but that's the nut for it right there, if that tells you anything. Found us a drill bit. I used a 1/8 inch bore prop and just found the right bit for it. I actually got like a dull one. I picked a dull one over a sharp one. In plastic anyway, a dulled bit, it don't like grab and rip the plastic up, and like, just so you guys know, it kind of burns through it if it's dull. Oh yeah, burnt through it. Then you want to just kind of maybe spin it on your drill if you're doing something like this. make sure it's not like out of whack. Oh, it fits. It's even got a little filed off spot for your drive dog. You know, my drive dog's a little too big. I may take it off and file some off of it so that this prop fits a little bit closer. I filed down the notch on the propeller itself, and I filed down the top of the drive dog to get it to sit in there a little bit better. My next time I take it apart, I'll probably like spin the motor up and put some sandpaper around it and make the diameter of the drive dog itself a little bit smaller so the propeller gets a little more water. Alright, so now let's work on the front where the electronics are going to be at. Our battery is going to be here, like we said. Battery's going to sit right there basically, and our electronics are going to be up front. So I've actually done a little bit of zip tying, trying to consolidate some wires. So that's about as neat as I could possibly get it for right now. So I'm going to we need to do something with this RX. I'd love to run this boat with a pistol grip, because this big remote right here sucks for this little boat. I mean, it's bigger than the boat almost. Look at that. Sticky putty. It works good for like dry fitting your boat. Like, you see how I use that sticky putty right there for a wire, just to hold it down. I use it up here for my ESC. You see that? It's coming off now, but like I said, if you're just dry fitting stuff in your boat, you can use sticky putty. You ain't gotta like glue it down right away. You just kind of stick it there, boom, and it'll hold it in place for you. You know, makes it easy. All right, let's see if it fits, huh? Let's see if it fits. All right, so if you just zip tied this stuff down, kind of a dry fit, let's see if this hatch will go on so that we don't have any leaks. Come on, baby, come on, baby. Oh, I think it's gonna work. Hopefully our balance is good. You know what? Let's go look. Let's go outside, check it in the pool. Alright, so it looks like it's listing. See the water line right there? See how it's listing to the right? The boat should sit like that, which is going to have a little bit of a list, but the boat's going to torque roll that way too, so we need weight on this side more so than on the right side. So let's see if we can turn the battery around the other way, if that would put some weight on this side. Actually corrected some of that list, so I'm gonna make sure I run my batteries this way and not the other way. As you guys seen in the pool, she was wanting to list to the right side, and we actually need the weight on the left due to prop roll, because this boat's not wide at all. So you know, with any type of power, it'll just roll this boat right over when you give it throttle. So I've actually I put my RX on the left side. I ran my heavy wires on the left side and then doubled back to the motor. I mounted the ESC on the motor mount itself, and I also put foam in here to keep it from sinking. About the only position I can run this ESC and the boat actually run right. It's actually bow heavy. Let's see. Well, our CG is about dead center of the boat. I got it balanced out pretty good. We'll go give it a rip. We're gonna run it on 3S with the Blackjack 9 propeller. It's a little rainy, and so it might be a quick run. Not gonna have time to do a 3S and 2S and prop changes because it's sprinkling. So we're just gonna run a 3S pack and see how she does. Hopefully I don't have to go swimming for it. I got the tacky putty on here to seal it up. Make sure it's on. All right. Oh, that ain't bad, y'all. That ain't bad. Oh, there we go. There we go. Battery's starting to go dead. Steer's good. Man, it's running good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, look, it's cleaning out, y'all. A little bit of porpoise. We got to tune it out. Look at that little thing go, y'all. A little mini mono. Oh. Wow, it's a fast electric boat now. It's freaking awesome. 3S light. Got some leads on it. Let's open it up and see if there's any water in it. It's like a toy boat build, so I had to kind of be smart and come up with a couple of ways to keep water away from the electronics. I'll keep water like all in one place basically, because this motor, it seems like when it gets wet, it wants to like bog out. So I used some sponge. Oh, yep, had water in it. A lot more water than I was hoping, but let's check the temperature. I'm just gonna use my finger because I didn't bring a temp gun. Nice, nice. All right, so I moved my ESC up forward. My receiver box got foam in here, but I used sponges to kind of consolidate the water and keep the water off of the electronics. That's a foam, so it don't sink. So we can apply sponge to our large scale boats to kind of consolidate the water. If you don't want water splashing all in your boat when you're running, if you got a little leak or you didn't put hatch tape on, put you a couple pieces of foam in there and it'll keep the water in one spot so it's not slushing around on your electronics. But the temperatures feel good. It ran pretty good. I'm really stoked about it. That's the Blackjack 9 propeller and a 3S pack. So we'll run it on 2S next time, because it's actually just as fast, if not faster, with 2S than it is with 3S with this smaller propeller. And we're able to turn the boat much better with this smaller propeller opposed to that Octura 1427 we had. With the bigger propeller, all the thrust it was generating and movement, it wasn't letting the boat turn as well. So it actually turned out pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching Big B with Ironclad RC, a channel where we tinker, test, and tune everything RC. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.